Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight, right in your pocket, your coin jars, and even your family's old collections. Today, we're diving deep into top of the United Kingdom's most iconic decimal coins, the 1968 Elizabeth II new 10-pence coin with no mint mark. What you're about to discover might just change the way you look at spare change forever. Let's go back in time to 1968, a pivotal year for British coinage. The nation was preparing for decimalisation, a transition from the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the simpler, decimal-based system we use today. And in that year, a new coin was born, the 10 new pence coin featuring the regal profile of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This wasn't just any ordinary coin. The 1968 10-pence was the very first of its kind, setting the stage for the future of British currency. It was crafted in cupronickel, measured a bold 28.5 millimeters in diameter, and carried with it the pride and prestige of a new economic era. Its reverse side bore the image of a crowned lion, a symbol of power and royal authority in British heraldry. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Unlike many other coins, this particular 1968 10-pence coin doesn't carry a mint mark, and that detail alone makes it a standout. You see, the absence of a mint mark adds mystery and uniqueness to a coin. It whispers stories of old machinery, special editions, and limited runs, and collectors adore that kind of intrigue. Over the decades, this coin has captured the imagination of collectors, not just in the United Kingdom but across the world. Its vintage charm, historic relevance, and pristine royal imagery have made it a must-have for those who understand the true value of numismatic legacy. Why is it valuable, you ask? It's not just because it's old. It's because of what it represents. This coin was the first decimal 10-pence issued for general circulation. It marked the beginning of a monetary revolution. Holding this coin is like holding the first brick of a new empire. It symbolizes transition, change, and new beginnings. And let's not forget rarity. While millions were produced, finding one in perfect, uncirculated condition today is becoming increasingly difficult. And in the world of coin collecting, condition is king. Coins that have survived over 50 years without wear, scratches, or dullness command incredible value. Now, here comes the moment you've been waiting for. How much can this coin fetch in today's market? Well, recent auction results have shocked even seasoned collectors. A 1968 10-pence in brilliant uncirculated condition, sealed in protective casing, has sold for as much as $3,000, and even higher in niche collector markets overseas. That's right, a single coin that once bought a cup of tea could now buy you a dinner at a fine London restaurant. And the best part? Many of these coins are still floating around in personal collections, tucked away in drawers, forgotten in old tins, or nestled inside inherited coin sets. That means the treasure hunt is on, and you could be the next lucky owner to find one. This isn't just about money. It's about legacy. When you hold a 1968 Elizabeth II 10-pence coin, you're holding history in the palm of your hand. You're preserving a piece of royal tradition, of economic transformation, and of British pride. So go ahead. Check your change jars, your old wallets, your grandparents' cupboards. Because that small, silver coin might just be your golden ticket to a surprising reward. Collectors worldwide are waking up to the rising demand for pre-decimal and early decimal coins. As time goes on, supply decreases and demand increases. The value of this coin is only set to grow as collectors scramble to complete their sets. Imagine being the person who discovers one of these beauties, sends it for grading, and places it on an auction block. The thrill of turning a forgotten relic into a prized possession is like finding buried treasure, because in the world of numismatics, that's exactly what it is. And here's the best part, you don't need to be a professional collector to find or appreciate one. Anyone can stumble upon this coin. The question is, will you recognize its value when you see it? So, ladies and gentlemen, the 1968 Elizabeth II 10-pence coin with no mint mark is not just a collectible, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to own a piece of British monetary history, to connect with the legacy of a queen, and to possibly earn a few £100s while you're at it. Next up, We're talking about the 1969 Elizabeth II new 10-pence coin, a silent treasure from the golden age of British decimalization. Imagine for a moment holding a coin that represents more than currency, a coin that captures the shift of an empire's financial system, the strength of tradition, and the elegance of royal design. That is exactly what the 1969 10-pence coin offers. Born in the second year of the United Kingdom's decimal transition, this coin stands as a proud emblem of historical transformation. Issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this 10-pence piece carries the distinguished portrait of the monarch as sculpted by Arnold Machin, a graceful, crowned depiction that radiates poise and dignity. The reverse side features the iconic crowned lion, the proud symbol of England, standing tall and noble. No other design could better symbolize the balance of tradition and progress. The absence of a mint mark on this coin only deepens its mystique. Without a mint mark, this 1969 edition becomes part of a unique group of coins whose origins are quietly powerful. It suggests a centralized minting process, most likely from the Royal Mint, but it also hints at a controlled production era, limited in its variations, making it increasingly desirable for collectors. As collectors know, value in coinage comes not just from rarity but from relevance. And this coin has both. While millions were struck, the passage of time has separated the common from the exceptional. Very few examples remain in high-grade condition today. Most were spent, circulated, or lost, leaving only a select few in pristine form to attract premium interest in the numismatic world. In terms of historical context, 1969 was a critical year. The UK was bracing for the full switch to decimal currency that would officially take place in 1971. The 10-pence coin was among the earliest decimal coins introduced, designed to replace the florin. This made it a coin of transition, bridging the old world and the new. Today, when you hold a 1969 10-pence coin, you're holding a piece of that economic revolution. You're holding a fragment of a nation's journey toward modernization. And that makes it far more than metal. It becomes memory, movement, and meaning all in your palm. The most exciting part? The value. Right now, collectors who understand the significance of this coin are actively seeking it out. A 1969 10-pence coin in mint or uncirculated condition can sell for up to $25,000 or more depending on its condition, certification, and presentation. And that's just today's value. We haven't even touched the future yet. Because here's the truth, the value of historical coins like these often increases over time. As the years pass and high-grade examples become rarer, the market demand only grows stronger. It's not a question of if the value will rise, it's a question of when. Coins from the late 60s and early 70s are now being seen as cornerstone pieces in British decimal collecting, and that trend is gaining speed. With more collectors entering the field every year, competition for high-quality 1969 10-pence coins is intensifying. The maximum value of this coin in the coming years could reach $50,000 or more, especially for coins that are graded by trusted certification services and preserved in brilliant condition. This is not just a dream, it is a very real and likely scenario driven by current market behavior. And here's where the opportunity gets personal. You might already own this coin without realizing its value. It could be sitting in a jar, inside an inherited album, or tucked away in your childhood coin collection. And what you do with it next could change everything. You see, numismatic treasures like this one are no longer reserved for auction houses and elite collectors. Everyday people are now discovering the worth of their coins, sending them for grading, and selling them at online auctions for hundreds of pounds. The same could happen to you. There is immense joy in discovering the potential of something so small. That's the magic of the 1969 10-pence coin. It connects you to history, offers you the possibility of profit, and gives you a reason to keep exploring and collecting. Every coin tells a story, and this one has a voice worth listening to. The beauty of coin collecting is that it's equal parts passion and opportunity. And this coin represents both. It's an invitation into a world of heritage and value, a world where your curiosity could turn into cash, and your appreciation for the past could secure your future. So, if you come across the 1969 Elizabeth II new 10-pence coin with no mint mark, don't hesitate. Preserve it, protect it, and consider it a gem in your collection. Its value is real, its story is powerful, and its potential is still growing. Next up, the 1976 Elizabeth II new 10-pence coin with no mint mark. What seems like just a regular coin may, in fact, be a sought-after treasure waiting to be discovered. Let's begin by taking a journey back to 1976. The world was changing, and so was the economy. In the UK, decimalization was already underway, and the public was slowly adapting to a new monetary system that promised simplicity and modernization. As part of this great economic shift, the 10 new pence coin played a vital role. It wasn't just currency, it was a symbol of the future. The 10-pence coin issued in 1976 continued the bold design introduced years earlier. On the obverse, Queen Elizabeth II's dignified profile appears, wearing the elegant tiara of state, as sculpted by Arnold Machin. The reverse features the crowned lion, standing tall and majestic, a timeless representation of British strength and royal tradition. No mint mark graced this coin, meaning all of them were struck at the Royal Mint, keeping the design clean and uniform. But what makes this coin stand out isn't just the design or the date. It's the story it tells. This was a coin of confidence. By 1976, the UK had fully embraced decimal currency, and this 10-pence coin was now widely accepted and recognized. It carried the legacy of the old florin but was now entirely part of a new era, sleek, decimal, and distinctly modern. Collectors around the world have taken a renewed interest in this era of coinage. There's something especially compelling about coins minted in the mid-70s. They mark a period of transition, of post-imperial identity, of economic reform. And the 1976 10-pence sits right at the heart of that story, making it a key piece for any serious collection of British decimal coins. You might be wondering, how many people actually want this coin today? The answer might surprise you. Across forums, marketplaces, and collector communities, demand is steady and growing. British coins from the 1970s, particularly those in top condition, are being snapped up by collectors not just in the UK, but from Europe, Australia, Canada, and the United States. There's a rising global appreciation for coins from this iconic period. While many 1976 10-pence coins were made, very few have survived in brilliant, uncirculated condition. Most were circulated, passed from hand to hand, losing their shine along the way. Those that were carefully stored, untouched by time, are now commanding impressive prices in the collector's market. Currently, a high-grade example of this coin can sell for as much as $15,000 to $20,000, especially if it has been professionally graded or comes from a rare set. That's right, a single 10-pence coin, if preserved in mint state, can be worth more than its weight in silver. And as collectors seek to complete their 1970s decimal collections, this particular date becomes increasingly desirable. And that's only the beginning. As time goes on and high-quality specimens become even harder to find, the value can only go in one direction, up. Experts predict that coins like the 1976 10-pence could double in value over the next decade, especially those stored in proof sets or preserved with original luster. The market is shifting, and those who act now are the ones who will benefit most. But value is not only measured in pounds and pence. This coin carries emotional and historical value, too. It reminds us of a changing Britain, one stepping forward into a new financial age while still honoring the symbols of its monarchy and culture. It's a coin that connects generations, from those who used it daily in the 70s to those collecting it proudly today. For many collectors, the joy lies in the hunt, and the 1976 10-pence offers the perfect challenge. It's common enough to give hope but rare enough in mint condition to feel like a true discovery. And when you find one, the reward isn't just financial. It's the thrill of owning a piece of Britain's story, frozen in metal. If you're holding on to one of these coins, it's time to treat it with the respect it deserves. Protect it. Preserve it. Consider grading it. Because its value isn't just what it's worth today, it's what it can become tomorrow. To everyone watching, now is the moment to search. Look through old change jars, flip through inherited collections, revisit your childhood albums. You never know when you'll come across a gem that others have overlooked. And remember, the 1976 Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin with no mint mark is more than just money. It's legacy, it's art, it's history, and most of all, it's an opportunity. An opportunity that sits quietly until someone with vision sees its potential. Next up, it's none other than the 1992 United Kingdom Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin, a coin with no mint mark, but with a story worth more than silver. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary decimal coin. But trust me, there's nothing ordinary about this piece. This coin sits at a very special moment in Britain's numismatic timeline, marking a transition that forever changed the look, feel, and size of the nation's currency. And if you own one, you could be holding a piece of British coinage that's rising in demand year after year. Let's rewind to 1992. This was the final year of the large-sized 10 pence coins in circulation. It was the end of an era, and that makes this coin extremely collectible. Just 1 year later, in 1993, the Royal Mint would introduce a smaller 10 pence coin to make the currency more efficient, lighter, and better suited for modern wallets and machines. So what does that mean for the 1992 10 pence coin? It means it became the last of its kind. The last of the large and bold designs. The final chapter in a size standard that began in 1968. This single detail gives the coin historical weight, because it doesn't just represent currency, it represents closure. It's the period at the end of a sentence, and collectors know how powerful that is. With Queen Elizabeth II featured on the obverse in the iconic Raphael Maklauf portrait, and the proud crowned lion still roaring on the reverse, this coin was one of the last to carry that specific style before the redesign. And the absence of a mint mark confirms that it was issued for general circulation, but that doesn't make it common. In fact, high-quality 1992 examples are surprisingly difficult to come by. You might be asking, how many people actually want this coin today? The answer is growing every year. Across online collector platforms, auctions, and enthusiast forums, this coin is on many must-find lists. Whether it's someone completing their decimal collection, a fan of British monarch history, or an investor watching long-term value, the 1992 10 pence continues to attract strong attention. The scarcity becomes even more apparent when you start looking for uncirculated or proof versions. Circulated examples exist, but those in brilliant condition, untouched by time, free of marks and blemishes, are the real prizes. It's those examples that sell for the highest amounts and draw the most collector interest. Currently, the market shows that a top-grade 1992 10 pence coin can sell for $15,000 or more, especially when graded by a professional agency like NGC or PCGS. Coins that are still sealed in mint sets or retrieved from untouched rolls can even reach prices higher depending on buyer demand and auction competition. Yes, from a coin that once bought a newspaper to one that now earns you a collector's premium, that's real progress. And what about the future value? That's where things get even more interesting. As more collectors realize the coin's transitional importance, and as fewer mint state examples remain, the price ceiling only rises. Some numismatists forecast a future value of $30,000 to $50,000 for museum-grade pieces, especially once Queen Elizabeth II coinage becomes even more iconic in retrospective collections. The sentimental value adds an extra layer of appeal. As one of the last large-size 10 pence coins before the size change, it captures a moment of national evolution. And with Queen Elizabeth II's reign now part of recorded history, every coin bearing her likeness becomes part of an enduring royal legacy. That emotional connection drives collectors to pay more for pieces like this, not just for investment, but for remembrance. The best part is that you may already have this coin and not even know it. It could be sitting in a forgotten tin, an inherited album, or a jar of change from decades ago. And if you find one, especially in great condition, you're not just discovering metal, you're discovering money. There's something special about finding hidden value where others see none. And that's what the 1992 10 pence coin is all about. It's the hidden chapter, the overlooked relic, the unexpected gem that rewards curiosity and attention to detail. To those watching, this is your call to action. Search your collections, check those old coin books, ask your family if they saved any change from the early 90s. Because among those coins, one of them might be this exact 10 pence, and it could be worth far more than you think. This isn't just a story about a coin. It's a story about being ahead of the curve, about recognizing potential when others ignore it, about making smart choices that pay off in the long run. The 1992 10 pence coin is rising in prestige, and those who own one now may look back in the future with pride and profit. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next time someone dismisses a coin from the 90s as worthless, you'll know better. You'll know that within the 1992 Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin lies history, rarity, and rising value. And if you own one, you hold something genuinely valuable. Don't miss your chance to turn a simple piece of change into a piece of treasure. This coin story is still being written, and you could be the next person to profit from its incredible journey.